Deliveroo said it has plans to invest in its long-term proposition by developing. Hi investors, in this video we are gonna have a look at Deliveroo stock because it IPO'd a couple of days ago, and also I'm gonna show you where to buy it, the good and the bad things compared to the competition, which is Just Eat, and then we are gonna have a quick look at their balance sheet. And I've bought and recommended a lot of stocks on this channel, and to all my subscribers who bought in with me, our portfolio is up 28%, so it's going quite well in spite of the market crash. So well done to us. And by the way, if you want to see all my trades, which is when I buy and sell my stocks, or just have a look at my portfolio, just join my free Discord group. It's totally free and it's a nice place to chat with me and my subscribers. First link in the description below, by the way. Now, let's have a look at where you can buy Deliveroo stock. And in this case, it's very simple. It is available on Freetrade in the UK. And of course, if you want to get your very own Freetrade account, well, I highly recommend it because they also give you a free stock, and that is valued up to £200, and the link is the second in the description below. So now that we have cleared where you can get Deliveroo stock, let's have a look at Deliveroo versus Just Eat. And that is a very interesting comparison. I found a very interesting article that describes everything, so pay attention. And that's the article I was telling you about. Basically, the result of their IPO was a flop because investors are spooked by the profit outlook, and that is on top of the governance issue. That's what the analysts say. But let's dive deeper into this. The big thing here is that this company has remained loss-making despite a boom in takeaways, because obviously people are stuck at home with the lockdown. And the reason is because Deliveroo pays its riders in a similar way to Uber Eats, which adds more charges on the balance sheet, while Just Eat Takeaway instead operates on a marketplace model where it takes a commission for the order but basically leaves the delivering with the restaurant. And that seems small, but it's instead a major difference because Deliveroo needs to pay their drivers, and so basically they have workforce to pay and keep on some sort of salary. And I'm not talking about a fixed salary, but on the other hand, you have Just Eat, and they're basically just a platform. They take a fee for showing a list of restaurants which you can pick from, but overall they're a pure website, and as a standard offer they do not have anything else but simply the cost of the website to run. And by the way, I'm gonna make more videos on all the IPOs that happen here in the UK, and also that means more videos for Deliveroo so that you're always up to date on IPOs and Deliveroo. And actually there is more to it, because unfortunately the problem is even bigger. Let me show you. The food delivery marketplace is similar to Google search, where the leader gains disproportionate benefits thanks to a virtuous circle. That basically means that more restaurants attract more customers, which they attract more restaurants, and so on. Deliveroo doesn't have the widest range of restaurants. That is of course what Just Eat has got, and that means that Just Eat has got an edge over Deliveroo, and that's actually the second reason why Just Eat has got much higher profit margins. But this is not it actually. There are other reasons why the IPO of Deliveroo actually went very bad. Again, let me show you. Bad timing. Other analysts attributed Wednesday's flop to bad timing, especially as Deliveroo emerged as a pandemic winner, but investors are looking for recovery stocks. This listing comes at exactly the wrong time for shareholders, with rising treasury yields bringing pressure on growth tech stocks and valuation based on a period of massive upheaval for restaurant businesses. And so basically what they are saying is that the Deliveroo IPO comes at a very wrong time with all the problems that the overall stock market has got. And so we're talking about the fear of inflation, the fear of rising treasury yields, and that's what basically is scaring the investors, and they're basically not making them invest into Deliveroo. And unfortunately, Deliveroo may have even more issues going forward, and that's something I'm gonna show you. With the prospectus acknowledging that while Deliveroo's drivers are paid as contractors, in the future there is the possibility that the company might have to classify them as employees, and that basically means benefits, such as sick pay and holidays. And again, from a top level point of view, that means that the company will have more costs, so that is negative for Deliveroo, even though we know that Deliveroo is a company like another, and if you're just working for them and you don't have any other form of income, that means that you need sick pay and you need holidays. You cannot just work every day. From a human rights standpoint, I think that this is very positive, but from a balance sheet point of view, that would be very bad, and actually another reason for the company to get even in a worse place. And now, the part that everyone was waiting for, we are gonna have a look at the financial results of Deliveroo. Deliveroo posted narrowed loss of 309 million, with gross transactions surging to 5.7 billion in 2020. But as I mentioned earlier, is that the bottom line is that Deliveroo is still unprofitable, with an underlying loss of 223 million pounds, and that's quite a lot. But the figure was down by nearly 100 million from 2019. The company says to now serve over 6 million customers, and the marketplace also includes more than 115,000 restaurants, takeaways, grocery stores, and 100,000 riders in 800 locations among 12 markets. And so overall, we see that the revenues of Deliveroo have been growing, well, thanks to the pandemic, and also thanks to the fact that the people tend to get takeaways over restaurants, and yet the company is not profitable. But then there is another thing that is very important, and you have to say, Deliveroo has been profitable on an adjusted EBITDA basis over 2 quarters, because the underlying gross profit is 89%, and that is on 358 million pounds compared to 189 million in 2019. And so bottom line, after the IPO, what are they going to do with all the money that they actually picked up? Well, there is a statement that the CEO has released about it. Deliveroo said it has plans to invest in its long-term proposition by developing its core marketplace, enhancing its superior customer experience, providing restaurant and grocery partners with unique tools to help them grow their businesses. But very important, and that's actually very interesting, it's going to continue to build out dark kitchens, which is basically a white label service for restaurants to offer delivery via their own online channels. And so the idea is to expand this service that they have going on, because probably they see it as a way to maybe overcome the unprofitability that has been pestering investors. But we shall see about that. The company is actually very interesting. I've been thinking of buying it, and to be honest, if you want to know when I buy and sell my stocks, just join my free Discord group, and it's the first link in the description below. Totally free, and it's a place where I chat with my subscribers. And by the way, I'm gonna make more videos on all the IPOs that happen here in the UK, and also that means more videos for Deliveroo, so that you're always up to date on IPOs and Deliveroo. And if you want to have a look at another speculative play, how about IDEX? The video in the screen right now are the latest news on IDEX stock, an EV play. So click on the video.